If you're watching this, you're probably very frustrated, as frustrated as myself. As we know, the job market has not been perfect, and far from it in the past couple of years. If you look at some of the tech jobs that we've seen in the past, with 2020 and the rise of massive hirings from Fortune 500 companies such as Meta and Tesla and all these other tech companies, we can see that hiring was very generous. Everyone was getting hired. And as someone who was entering college at the time, it was very easy to see, wow, the tech sector is, doing pretty well. I might as well go into the tech field. Now, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that, oh, I regret my entire degree. No, I love the tech field. I love data science. However, it fumbled massively, and that's something that we're seeing currently. In the past couple of years, in 2023 and 2024, you've seen massive layoffs. You know, everyone from Meta, Amazon, doesn't matter who it is, even UPS laid off thousands of people. And you can see all of this, and it's easy to not have any hope whatsoever. And I can understand, as someone who, is finishing up in academia and heading up into the job market, it's easy to talk to my peers and discuss whether or not that they are, looking at tech jobs and seeing whether or not they are hopeful and ambitious to go in, or whether they're looking at it with a bit more disdain. However, with that said, it is easy to get down on yourself, especially looking into it now. I mean, 2025 is panning out to be a year that's going to be very controversial, and seeing everything that's happening, it's not looking too good. However, the job market changes with time, and it's something that we're going to have to see. However, one thing that I've seen in my own personal life is looking at thousands of jobs, applying to thousands of jobs, and getting nothing back. And you see this with ghost jobs. You see this with companies leaving out, their job titles and whatnot, and no one's answering the phones. No one's answering the resumes that everybody's applying to. Everyone's applying and nobody is hiring. The ghost jobs that are out there are merely there to collect resumes. They're there for, data science. They're there to collect your information, figure out the best applicants based off of the job posting, and go from there. It's that simple. They want the best, and when an AI can help you apply to thousands of jobs at a time, they're obviously going to go with the top 1%. And that's how things are. We're seeing that a lot nowadays. However, those ghost jobs that are out there, it is killing the market. It's making companies look generous with their hiring. We see this with many large companies so that they can please their shareholders, so that they can, my stock price went up by another $5 because I left, a bunch of job applications open even though we already filled the position. And in some cases, they are filling the position internally. So the job posting is merely there for entertainment on their end. And this is quite frustrating, especially seeing some of my friends apply to hundreds, even thousands of jobs before they even get an internship. And that's just for an internship. That's not even for a full-time job. That's not for a $100,000 position. That's for just one summer. And all of this combined is very frustrating. It's extremely frustrating. And, you have companies now like Meta, where Meta CEO, Mark Zuckerberg, announced that the AI that they're developing is going to be as good, if not better, than mid-level software engineers. I think the whole getting rid of the human element of things is something that's going to pose a very big problem, especially when it comes to jobs that are not even in the tech sector. If you try to, put a human in a customer service role, I mean, we already see that now. How many times have you gone online to call a company about a product that you purchased, and the first thing that you hear is some AI automated message talking to you and listing out, oh, click this number if you want to go here, click this number if you want this, and then it redirects you to a website that they have anyways. It, in some cases, is quite useless, and in other cases, it's quite useful. However, the current use cases for it are quite small, and at this current moment in time, I still think that we need people in these jobs, not only for, just putting people at ease, but for the economy. I mean, how many people here need to feed their families? Put it down in the comments. I would love to hear, because I am sure that you go online and you look for a job, and then you get hired, and next thing you know, your employer is trying to buy some service for you to just, to have your entire job get replaced by an AI, or, just a bunch of lines of code. Because at the end of the day, your employer views you as an expense until you can prove to them that you're a liability. And one thing that was proven to be a very, very good, to prove as an asset, but something that was proven to be very good was remote jobs. We know that it was very productive during 2020, that lasted into 2021. Too bad remote jobs died in 2022, because you have companies, Fortune 500 companies saying, hey, you need to come back to work. I'll let you in on a little secret. They want you back to work so that they can have you in their offices. Many of these companies get subsidies, tax subsidies from the city that they're in, because they tell the city, hey, if I bring in plenty of people, then, from my company, I will be able to bring in plenty of money for the shops and stores around you. So in return, how about you, cut a bit of my taxes that I have to pay to the city? And that's something that was very controversial in Seattle. Now, I don't know the full scope of that, but I know that Amazon had to try to force people back into the office so that they could prove to the city that people were returning to work and that it was profitable for the businesses around them. If anyone is from Seattle, let me know. If you've heard more about that, let me know as well. But it's really sad to see all these remote jobs just go away, dissipate into thin air as time went on, because some people were very productive during that time. Now, there are plenty of people that decided to take advantage of it, and those people, they were merely taking advantage of a system that was working for them. Now, for the rest of everyone else, maybe it was working for you, maybe it wasn't. I know for me, on my case, I had an internship in which it worked out very well. However, it's a very limited case, and some of the trends that we're going to see in the future are going to, especially in this year, are going to dictate the next couple, because we're seeing a very big transition where employers are going from, manual labor in terms of writing code to AI generated slop, and that's pretty much what it is. And the AI is going to get a lot better. It's going to get a lot better with time, and I can almost guarantee you that it might replace someone's job watching this video. Hell, it might even replace mine. But in the end, it's something that we have to be prepared for. It is very concerning to see all of this happen. You watch it in the news, you watch it online. I mean, I want to say you watch it on TikTok, but that's just been banned. Although, I have heard that we're getting it back. And you see it on Instagram where people can't get jobs. I would say hold out for hope. You got to keep applying, you got to keep going. And it is going to be tough for the next couple of years, but you have to see what happens, because maybe one of you might come up with a loophole in the system. If you do, put it in the comments so that we can share it with everybody else. However, until those loopholes have been identified, it's going to be quite difficult to figure out where everyone stands. And I know at this current moment, you have software engineers that are developing an AI to eventually replace themselves. You know, hey, do what we want, right? But, and those companies will make billions of dollars. However, those billions of dollars will be at the expense of millions of jobs. So, I urge you to use AI, but I also urge you to be careful with it. And make sure that you maintain your job for as long as you can. And if you like this video, drop a like down below and leave a comment if you have anything to say. I read all of them, and I would love to hear your opinions on this topic.